always a grind when it's hot.
How long does it take to get used to that?
Honestly, depends on experience. I'm a senior now, so good 2 days, 3 days. But all the young guys coming in, they got to get acclimated, get used to the SEC ball.
Where do you want to take that next step as a player?
Definitely to the league, but I know with with everything I got going on, I just want to be able to develop my younger guys, make sure they're being able to eat too.
Tell me some of those younger guys that maybe stand out to you.
Jeremiah Beeman, most definitely. Edric Hill and Jordan Renard, definitely all been stepping up as leaders on the D-line, and I'm glad that they're finally starting to voice what they feel like should be going on.
What steps do you feel you have to take this year to get to the league?
Definitely working on my pass rush. I say finishing. That was one of my most prominent features of last year. I had a lot of a lot of pressures, but when it came to finishing, it was just that close. And I feel like that factored me a lot when it comes to scouting and all. So finishing, and always got to stay on that run.
What do those finishing drills look like, or how can you practice that aspect of the game?
It's that last second burst. Once you get past the O-lineman, how are you going to burst to that ball? And when it comes to finishing, we got a lot of versatile QBs now in college football.
Yeah.
So it's what pursuit angles are you taking, and how are you finishing on that quarterback?
How do you work on that out there? What kinds of drills do you guys start to kind of work?
We'll do pursuit angle drills and then finishing drills for sure, just to making sure that we're working on wrapping up, because most of the time when we get back there, the quarterback can't see us. It's just that last second, like that push that he has to get off of us. But now it's more so of how are we going to make sure the quarterback's on the ground.
What have you seen from Keon Keeley?
Keon Keeley, I've seen tremendous growth. I mean, since the first day I got here last year, he's been growing, and he's slowly taking that leadership role. And I love seeing young guys like that grow.
You mentioned Jordan Renard. How have you seen him grow as kind of a backup at your end as well?
Not just with the leadership role, but just physically. His strength-wise, he's been got up there with not just me, but TK as well. You see him in that weight room, he's always grinding, always working to get better. And that's something that even the older guys look at and want to get better off that.
I'm guessing you go against Wilkin a decent bit. What have you noticed from him? Coach Grubb talked about his physicality being a little bit different this year. Do you notice that?
Oh, yeah. Wilkin, he has a lot to prove. A lot of people doubted him last year, his ability as an O-lineman. I know how good he is personally, and I know that he's not just any average O-lineman. Like, he's going to get to his sets. He's going to be physical on the run, and just taking spring and just these few days of practice after his injuries, I just know, like, Wilkins coming on one this year. He's going to be different this year.
Alabama didn't have a player on the preseason all SEC first team. Does that give y'all a little extra chip on y'all shoulder going into this season?
I wouldn't really say a chip. We always practice the 1-0 move, and that's really what we want to do every game, is go 1-0. It's not really any chip on our shoulder or anything that we have to prove. We know what the standard is. Alabama's always been a standard. Now we just got to go 1-0 every game.
You said your kind of focus is getting to the league. I know, obviously Caden Proctor is another guy. He wants to get to the league. He's given that seem like. Do you guys talk about that in terms of, okay, what kind of work y'all need to do this fall to kind of get to where you want to be come April?
Oh yeah, always. I mean, iron sharp iron. So when we're going good on good, it's the best of the best. And I know I'm gonna get his all, and he knows he's gonna get my all, because how else are we gonna get better? We always talk about that. When we get back to the locker room, I let him know, hey, you kind of kicked a little bit too far out, leaving that inside gap wide open for me to just crash in. Just little things that we depict on that can make us better each day.
Is that kind of the best preparation for the league, or you need to face it out of that?
Always, you're going against starters. These guys have experience. It's not like you're going against, back in high school, going against some little kids or anything. These are grown men. They all are trying to prove a point that they're trying to get to the league too. So it's all a battle.
Is there a different team chemistry on this year's team?
Oh yeah, everybody's way more connected. First year head coach, everybody trying to get to feel everything. End of the day, Coach DeBoer has a voice that he wants the leaders on this team to make sure that we are applying the standard, not just by voice, but really by everything. Because it's just really the way that DeBoer really focused on the team.
Does he meet with those leaders, those core leaders?
Yeah, we have leadership meetings all the time.
and emphasizes what he wants to in his program.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of leadership, I was really impressed with your long list of community service projects. Why are you so drawn to helping mental health and adolescents?
Because I know after the league, you never know how long you're going to be there. I know what my plan is, and that's to help give back to communities that I know I could reach out to and help out, not just with the older generation, but also the younger generation. And community service is something that I start out with, just really getting the base of everything, understanding other people's perspective on how they how my life was different from theirs, and how I could help apply that.
What have you learned visiting some of these places?
Honestly, really, we grow up. Everybody grows up different, and the amount of love and like support you put in that person really makes a difference in their life.
And who's the student that you're sponsoring in high school?
So what?
The student you're sponsoring?
Oh, Milton.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
I mean, I played at Milton High School, so I've ran a camp up there not too long ago. Always looking to help out my guys. They're going into a great season. They're a top 10 team last year. So knowing those guys that have to come in and don't have much, don't really have any family support or anything, I just want to be able to be that little extra help.
With the veterans you guys got coming back on defensive side of football, what do you guys want your identity to be as a defense as a whole?
Honestly, we stand on that swarm D identity. We all swarm to the ball. It's violent intentions everywhere we go, and we wanna uphold. We're the best defense in the country. Like, that's what we stand on every day. How are we practicing like the best team in the country?
You mentioned Coach DeBoer sort of wanting the leaders on the team to, I guess, exert more leadership on their teammates. As you've done that, what have you seen the response be from your teammates?
There'll be times where I'm not gonna lie, some of the young guys that are starting to learn the standard, learn the new methods. They're coming in. They'll have a little pissy attitude, but at the end of the day, it comes time, effort, and how locked in are the leaders on these young guys, bringing them together and making sure that they're focused on the standard. And it don't matter if they like it or not. We're gonna voice our opinion. Like, we're gonna let them know this is standard. This is what we're grinding for. This is what we're driving for. We don't need any cluster, any outside noise. We just need all to be locked in as one whole unit.
Whether it's from last year, whether it's from this offseason with leadership, things like that, what have you learned from Tim about how to lead a defensive line?
If I'm being honest, the most I learned from, I definitely have to say having to just bring like dominance to a unit. Because TK, you know when TK is on one day, you know when TK is off. But just by his voice and how he brings himself about, like if I'm being honest, he's one of the voices of the whole defense as a unit. And when we see TK hype, the whole defense gonna get hyped, not even just the D-line. So we're not just depending on linebackers behind us, we gotta depend on the secondary. And what TK, how he voiced it, just bringing God into it too. Like, I feel like that's really one of the most important things, because at the end of the day, like, he's gonna get our back.
Last two.
Is that different? Like, there's been a lot of people that have brought up faith on this team, it seems like in particular. Has that been something that's kind of like been cultivated over the past year, like the importance of faith? Or
Yeah,
what have you
of
seen?
course. I've seen a lot of determination, not just with Chapel and people that are bringing in talking about faith, but with the team as well. We have a lot of like leaders. We have like TK will even bring up a lot of the players, sit out text, say if y'all want to talk about God, I'm with y'all. We're here. And just little things like that. It runs a long way.
Speaking about faith, what's the origin of your first name?
You said what?
What's the origin of your first name?
Oh, Lebius, surname of Thaddeus. He's a man of heart and compassion.
Thanks, y'all.
Hey, appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks for doing this.